So I was like, okay, great, I've submitted it, it's done. Grades come back and my grade is an E. Now, here's the thing. I'd be like, okay, if it was only my grade that was an E, I would say, okay, it's something wrong with my work. But every single student that he taught had a low grade. We had C's and D's at the IG level, which we had never ever had before. The minimum was a B, always, in all these years of my school. And suddenly it just hits everyone like a fucking train at full speed that there is something going wrong. And this is what I have been saying for the past whatever amount of time since he has started. And I'm just like, there's something wrong with him, something wrong with him. But nobody would listen to me. And suddenly, in my class, there's only one girl who's a B, only one girl who's a C, 3 girls who are D's, and then me, who is an E. And yes, I get that I'm the lowest even from the IG, the CIE's perspective. But here's the thing. If I had good enough feedback, I would change my work to fit that feedback and do better, don't you think? I feel like feedback is the most important part of being an artist. I mean, unless you're critique, you're not going to get better. You're just going to be at that same shitty level. And so I was like, okay, 50% of the blame is mine because it's my work and I should have known. But 50% of the blame is his because he didn't give me good feedback. And I'm like, okay, what is happening? And now, so everyone has done super badly in the 2019 examinations, right? Now, 2020, we have a research project. Okay, so, like I've said before, if you haven't seen the video, then I'm going to repeat myself. I had a little bit of external help and opinion forming for my college portfolio. And basically, she was trained in Parsons in fashion design, and basically, hold on a second. And basically, now the school realizes that the issue is not external, it is internal, because there are people who have done well, but there are also people who have done badly. And actually, a lot of Indian schools did really badly in the new syllabus, and everyone just chalked it up to racism or something. And in my head, I'm like, listen, we've never faced racism from them before. Why would we face it now? So, forget the racism thing. Like, it's a really serious allegation, but it was just something at the back of people's mind. And so, what my school did is they called in the teacher or the artist who was helping with my portfolio. And they called her in as an external advisor. And they realized since the problem is internal, we're going to get in some external help for every single grade. So they got an external advisor for us, for the new incoming AS level batch, for a bunch. And yeah, it was all fine. And if you think about it, I got 3 A's and an E in my AS levels. And imagine getting 3 A's and then a straight drop to an E. I mean, the 3 A's tell you that I'm a good student, so I would have tried my hardest and never would have landed up with the E. And so, suddenly, another thing is, the stress is on because we're all applying to colleges. And if our grades are all bad in the subject that we want to pursue and apply for, I mean, how is that gonna look, right? So, they bring in external help. Now, he didn't get along with her because he probably thought, and I'm not quoting him on this, but I am quoting him on something else. So, I will quote him on something else in a little bit. So, he thought she was imposing on his work. And, she was kind of taking away the students. And, he felt very threatened in his space. And there was this time when we were having like a group discussion with her. She was like, okay, I can give you my opinion, but I want it to be more of a group thing because the students' opinions are sometimes better than mine are. So we'll take one person's work, The rest 5 of you will give your opinion, and I will give my opinion on top of that. I will add to what they say. And we were like, fine, whatever. And then so we were taking a tiny break because it was a 2-hour session with her every Friday, and so we would take a tiny break in the middle for 10 minutes. We were like, you know, we need a little bit of a mental break. So we were just sitting outside, and 4 of us were there that day, and we were just talking, and this guy walks out and walks up to us, and he says, oh, I think we would also have these discussions when I joined, and then they just disappeared along the way, and we were all like, okay. And then the second he left, we were just like, when the fuck did we have these discussions? I mean, what? And we just like, we were so surprised at what he said. We were like, none of us remember this. What is wrong with him? I think he's just trying to make himself feel better. And we were like, okay, fuck it, screw it. I mean, let him say what he wants to say, and that is it. It's fine, you know, whatever. Don't let it bother you. Now, another issue was, since we had all done badly at the AS, and the AS is 50% of your A-level grade, it was a huge chunk that we had done really badly for. And no matter how well we did, for example, if I have an E, even if I get 100% at my A-levels, which was never going to happen, but even if I get 100% at my A-levels, it chalks up to 24% total, which is barely a B, right? And obviously you're never going to get 100% in art. It's just not that kind of a subject. So assuming I get a 60%, that's a 30%. 30 plus 24 is 54, and that is a D, which was like, never ever did I believe I would ever land up with a D in any subject. And it was like shocking to me that that's what I was with my art. I mean, what? And so that's what happened. And then suddenly everybody realized that he's a shitty teacher. He actually hates all of us, and he does not have our best interests at heart because he doesn't give us good advice, and he doesn't know anything. And he's just an ass for no fucking reason. And all of us are like, what now? So now, okay, now this, we are in grade 12, we're doing the research project, which was our A-level art component 3. And then what happens is that in another thing, the external advisor was not brought in immediately after our results, which was in August. She was brought in November, which means we already had like half of our work done, and suddenly she came in and she's like, no, this is all wrong, you need to do it this way. And suddenly all of us were stuck redoing everything. And so now, time jump to a little bit later. They tell us that our submission date for this is going to be the 17th of April because they need to ship it off by the 20th, so that it reaches Cambridge by the 1st of May, which is the deadline. So we're all like, fine, that's great, that's okay, you know, like, it's cool. Even our prelims end on the 20th of March, and we have approximately a month after that to just focus on art. And then we have a month after that to focus on the rest of our subjects. And we were like, okay, it's fine, it's great. Then comes lockdown. And we're like, okay, this gives us more time to do art and submit it by the 17th. Okay, now lockdown came in the middle of my prelim exams, which was 16th March. And we get an email from our art teachers the next week saying we want to have a virtual class with you. And we were like, yeah, okay, the syllabus is over, all that's left is submission now and fine-tuning of our work. So what could they want a virtual class for? And none of the teachers took a virtual class for grade 12 because we were done with our syllabus. All we had to do was give the exams. Okay, fine. Before the virtual, so we have one virtual class where he tells us, oh, you know, we're not marking your prelim thingies because they weren't very good, and so we're gonna just ask you to resubmit it. And we were like, okay, that's fine, we can tweak it to what you want and submit it later. He was like, yeah, okay. Then it was announced that Cambridge was not holding the examinations. And so now, this was announced on the 23rd of March and 25th of March, we have another Zoom call with him. And he tells us, we want all your final submissions by the 3rd of April and we want them digitally on a PowerPoint. And now, I am absolutely stuck because I actually still had a lot of things to change dependent on that external advisor's advice. And I was like, what did you just say? You want it in a week? Huh? I don't know what's happening. I am going mad. Am I hallucinating? Are you serious? And he said, yes, we're very serious. We want it by the 3rd of April. And I was like, what? And so, suddenly I have to finish about 5 A2 sized sheets in the span of a week. And I was like freaking out. And then, so how I did it, I did eventually accomplish it. And I think he very begrudgingly, after a huge discussion with the art head, gave me a C as my predicted grade. But I was awake at 8 a.m. every single day. I started work at 9 a.m. every single day because I would take an hour to take a shower and eat my breakfast and so on. And I would end work at 3 a.m. every single day. That's it, 3 a.m. 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. I would take one break for lunch in the middle and one break for dinner in the middle, and that's it. 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. And I would get about 5 hours of sleep at night when everyone was enjoying 12 hours of sleep because suddenly it was a holiday for all of us and we didn't have our final exams to worry about. And everyone's like, it's all done, no work. And I was like, no work? Okay. And I did finish it. And eventually I was really proud of it. Like genuinely really proud of it. I think I'll do another video on how you can get through the A-level component 3. But I was really proud of my work. And that is really rare for me because I'm not I'm not easily pleased with my own work. So it was very rare for me to be proud of it, but I was proud of every single one of those 15 pages that I had done. And I submitted it and he gave me a C. Pretty sure he didn't like that, but he gave it to me anyway. And that is the end of it. I'm never speaking to him again. I never ever want to see his face again. I feel bad for any and every student who has him as their teacher. And that's it. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed my torture. And I hope you guys liked it. If you did, I have more of these coming in some time. So subscribe, stay tuned. I do a lot of college and A-level stuff. So if that is for you, then like I said, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, whatever you need to do. Do what you need to do, people. And that is it. I hope you guys liked it. Have a great rest of the day. And I will see y'all later. Bye!